So the Buffalo Bills defense.
Defense! Defense! Woo!
What's up, guys? Mariota, check. Rodgers, check. Cousins, check. Rivers, check. 14 quarters, 3 touchdowns.
You realize you're checking off 2 games that were lost.
I don't care. No, I'm just saying, you know, I'm being an idiot. But the fact is, ever since the second half of the Los Angeles game, in 14 quarters, this defense has only allowed 3 touchdowns. A garbage touchdown against Minnesota, 2 touchdowns against Green Bay, and none today. Yeah. I thought it was a pertinent point to bring up.
Yeah.
But the only reason why they've lost those 2 games is because their offense has only generated 1 in the past 10.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where this defense is playing at a level to be good, and it's playing at a level losing guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I said it on the broadcast that we did right after the post game. Marlowe comes in, looks like he ran up to Henry, like trying to take his head off a couple times today. Yeah. Phillips, who's just he's a cupcake shy of 350, 6'6". Guy's a beast. Yeah. Like, where'd they get this guy? It's like they signed Braun Strowman to play defensive end. You know what I mean? The guy's just an animal, a pure animal. And you know what I said? You know, we had our concerns. We had our concerns with this front office. Can they get guys? Can they get this guy? Yeah. They signed Vontae Davis. Look what happened. Mm-hmm. They signed Phillip Gaines. He's getting hurt. You know what I mean? But they signed a guy off Miami with Phillips. He ends up making an instant impact today in the rotation. Yeah. You got Marlowe, who's on your practice squad, developing players. Yeah. He ends up filling. I told you like this. When I saw Bush and Hyde were out, I was like, "Good Lord, Corey Davis is going to have 175 yards."
The only reason that I was okay with losing Hyde and Bush was because I was like, "Well, Marcus Mariota is the quarterback, so it's not really that big a deal." But Corey Davis scared me because he's a dangerous player, man. Whoa. He is so dangerous.
He is.
And man, Trey White just checked him right off.
No thanks.
Yep. No, not going to do this today.
No fly zone. Yeah. Less than 50 yards receiving.
Yeah. And they tried to force the ball to him at times, but it was never going to happen.
No.
And Trey was all over him.
No, and the only reason he had those 4 catches is because he had to switch up and had Gaines on him. Yeah. And that's when Mariota saw that. Like it seemed like near the end of the game is when the offensive coordinator, I don't know who he is, doesn't matter, of the Titans. No, that's when he started being like, wait a minute, Trey's locking him down. We've seen this for 4 games. How are we going to do it? And it seemed like the second half is when he actually tried to, like, listen, we got to try to run some concepts where he has to switch off. Yeah. He's not just going to beat him one-on-one. It's not going to work. Right. And I think a lot of teams, I'll ask you this question. This is a great question to ask. Teams moving forward, do you think that they're going to either design plays to try to get Tre'Davious off of their number 1, or do you think that they're just going to say, listen, our other 10 is better than your other 10 as far as facing this defense?
I think that depends on how bullheaded the head coach is.
Yeah,
right.
It could be. Yeah.
Yeah. I think your offensive-minded head coaches are going to say we're gonna do what we can, and your defensive-minded head coaches are going to say let's just mark this one off, and this is why we got 10 other guys on the field.
Because today, I'll let you continue your point, but today should have solidified without Hyde or Bush back there. Yeah. He was even more on an island with Davis. He was able to shut him down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, we're not saying Davis is Antonio Brown.
No.
But what we're saying is that he is a very talented and skilled big wideout. Mm-hmm. That Tre'Davious White was like, no, not today. Yeah. No, not today.
It covered him like a blanket all day. And they really don't get much more physical than Corey Davis. He is very physical. Yes. He is aggressive at the wide receiver position. And I loved Corey Davis coming out of college. Loved him.
And you talk about a guy like Davis that he gets, what's the guy's name? Logan, who's the corner? Logan Ryan and Malcolm Butler. He goes up against practice every day. Yeah. And he couldn't take on Tre'Davious White today. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that just speaks to White. But as far as this defense moving forward, What do you think's going to happen? I mean, they're doing enough to win a game.
Phillips was the perfect addition because you had Murphy and Hughes on the outside that are just pure speed rushers, and what they missed was that guy to come in and just collapse stuff, right? Just come in and just bulldoze his way through the back end, and that's what this defense was really missing from a pressure standpoint. Now, did they generate an insurmountable amount of pressure from Mariota? No, but they were able to do it with 4, which is what we haven't seen them be able to do in the other weeks. They were able to generate pressure with 4 guys instead of 6. You didn't see Edmonds blitzing as much. One thing you didn't see Edmonds much at all, which, truthfully speaking, I'm fine with. Right? He chased Mariota down outside. He was able to step up because Tennessee wasn't. They were hiding when they wanted to run the football.
No.
You saw him step up, provide some assistance in stopping the run. You saw him do the things that you want your middle linebacker to do. What about dropping Jerry Hughes in coverage? You remember? Did you see that when they dropped Jerry for pass coverage
for the
Tyrod
slant?
Taylor?
They wanted to do it for the slant pass, and then he looked like you.
Yep.
But the thing about it, you got him now. Or you got Phillips to add up to Hughes and Murphy, and then you have Latulippe and Williams in the middle, and Phillips pushing that pocket. The one thing that I saw the Bills do a lot of today is that they don't blitz very much.
No,
but they did come off the corner a lot. So what they were saying was, listen, we can handle your 5 with our 4, and you're gonna have to get back. They can try to block us. And Henry and Lewis were not up to the task today. Milano was all over the field. Yeah. Him and Edmonds were able to just roam and do whatever they wanted.
I love that. There's so much speed in that position.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous speed. And the thing was about Milano is we talk about him being undersized. He was taking on guards and tackles when they ended up getting to the second level on him, and he was still making plays. I think combined, I'm not sure about this, I'll check the stat sheet, but I think both of them had like 15 tackles.
Yeah,
combined.
No, I think Milano had 10 and Edmonds had 7.
Okay, 17 tackles then.
Yeah.
Speaks not only to the linebackers, but the front 4 keeping bodies off of those guys and not allowing them to get a lot of yardage in that respect. So just a heck of a defensive effort, and moving forward, this defense, they had very opportune turnovers today. The Bills the offense really didn't capitalize as much as they should have.
Right.
So moving forward, you can't bank on those turnovers.
No.
So what do you do? So do you try to win games 7-3? Like, what are you going to try to do?
You don't have a choice. That's exactly what you have to do.
Right now, you don't have a choice?
No, I don't think so. It's unfortunately your defense can't play offense as well.
Stop it.
That's the truth. This defense has played very passionate football for half the games that Josh Allen has started. So does that mean that the Bills finish with if you're doing 50% of the remaining games, right? Does that mean the Bills finish 7-9?
Ooh, that would. I would not want that just for the reasons of the draft pick.
Okay, no,
they're good enough.
Being objective, removing all circumstances.
They're good enough to do that. They're good enough to see. Basically, what you want from your defense in today's NFL is to keep you in games. The Bills' defense could keep you in a game if your offense, like this. Realistically, this offense could score about 17 a game, and then you could be in the game when the fourth quarter hits.
Yeah,
you could. I mean, it's realistic to think that way. I mean, you allow 3 touchdowns in 14 quarters. I mean, that's what
it's
in this NFL.
It's absurd.
It's absurd. It's ridiculous. So,
if the Bills had anywhere near an average offense, which is a comment that
6-10. I think there's going to be another game. I think this defense can't show up every game.
We saw a comment in the live chat during the post-game show that said if the Bills even had an average offense, they're
16th. You saying?
Yeah, even if they had an average offense,
are they 4-1 right now?
We'd be looking at a 4-1 record.
You think?
Yeah.
Who's the only game?
I mean, you're not beating the Packers.
Nobody thought they could beat the Vikings.
I'm just saying with an average offense, I think your record's different. That's what we saw last year. That's exactly where the Bills were last year with a marginally average offense.
Yes.
They had a winning record. That's it, and that's all there is to it.
I don't remember the defense being this good. I don't know the stats. I don't know all the statistics about this defense this year versus last year, but I don't remember this defense being
shut down.
This shutdown last year.
No, I don't believe they were. Turnover machine beginning of the season, yes. Turnover machine beginning of the season.
They started 5-2. They got some very opportune turnovers. I know in the Atlanta game last year and all that stuff, but moving forward, I know they're going to have one dud game.
Mm-hmm.
They got to have a dud game.
Yep. It's going to happen.
And and there's going to be a game where White struggles against a wideout, either by scheme from the opposite offensive coordinator, or just for some days this is not your day.
Yeah, my biggest concern with Trey is when he goes up against that speed wideout, right? Because who has he played that's really a speed wideout? Keenan Allen, no.
Devontae Adams is pretty fast.
I don't think Devontae Adams.
You're talking about Tyreek Hill speed?
I'm talking lightning.
Because he's by himself.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill's by himself.
Yeah. No. I mean, I'm talking like Antonio Brown is fast. Tyreek Hill is fast, right?
Yeah.
So what speed receivers do they play that you're looking at the matchup with White and you're like, ooh, I don't know about this one. Physical receivers, no problem. Trey White will line up against as physical as they come. No concerns there.
Fuller and Hopkins, I got a problem with.
I got a problem with Fuller. I don't have a problem with Hopkins.
Okay, so do you put Trey White on Fuller, or do you put him on Hopkins?
Fuller will destroy Phillip Gaines. Just destroy him.
Oh, good. Well, then, do you double him up then? Do you put Hyde and Poyer on top of it? And have him cut
You better pray Hyde and Poyer are back for that game.
Poyer
But the fact is if this secondary has a problem, it's the game that Trey White suffers.
But that's what concerns me about playing Houston at Houston. You know what I mean? You got Bill O'Brien, offensive-minded coach that we talked about.
Yeah.
You got Fuller and Hopkins.
Yeah.
The run game really isn't scary. You have a similar type of quarterback that you're going against could you bring the game plan you had for Mariota today into
Houston? No way.
No?
Because Winston's arm's way better than Mariota's. Like you're more concerned because you're not worried about
with the deep
Tennessee.
ball. No. My point is would you still come off the edge with blitzes to try to contain him? Because he can use his feet and be dangerous, just like Mariota.
I would love to see Edmonds clean.
Oh God.
Watson's clock.
Oh God. Well, I'm not as worried about because you didn't really worry about the run game today. Mm-hmm. But the thing about
I think you have to be concerned about the run game. But I think you're more concerned about Lewis catching balls out of the backfield. I don't think you have that concern.
No.
With Miller.
No.
The way that you
Miller or Blue, because they're starting to transfer out now. I mean, it's one of those things where, but that two-headed monster of Fuller and Hopkins, who do you put White on?
Yeah.
Do you shut down Hopkins and say we're going to let Fuller beat us? Well, Fuller has beaten a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
So you say, okay, we're going to shut down Fuller, or try to. And then what we're going to do is Hopkins is going to catch 10 for 98 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen? What do you do?
I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
Okay.
I don't know.
As far as the defensive side of the ball.
That's a tough one. I don't know.
You guys got an answer for this? Because I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they do.